Helsa, this is a video that I thought I would never make, but here I am. As most know, we just recently lost Jamie Jersey. To a lot of us who have been around Wotansvoke, we know Jamie Jersey best by her other name, Java. We lost her to COVID, and I found out about it while I was at work by a brother who knew that I was really close with her, and he contacted me to let me know, that way that I wouldn't find out about it on Facebook or through media or something. To a lot of people, they only knew Java or Jamie Jersey on Facebook when she would post pictures of her grandchildren, sometimes her daughter. Java was a very quietive person. She didn't open up to a lot of people, and she very rarely exposed her personal life on Facebook. To give a little brief history on Java, to a lot of us who have been around, we know that if there was ever a woman who can carry the title the mother of Wotansvoke, it would be Java. She was there from the beginning, and it could probably safely be said that there might not have been a David Lane, or 14 words, any type of literature on Wotansvoke had it not been for her. She was basically the one who would put together all the books and writings that David Lane and Ron McVan would do. And for many of us, we remember Focus 14. We remember the literature and stuff like that that was put out in prison. We remember when Ron started writing The Temple of Woden. We know that this book was primarily overseen by Java. She's pretty much the one that did everything to make sure that Ron McVan and David Lane's writings were put out. So if there's any woman that can carry that title of the mother of Wotansvoke, it would have to be her. Just like Elsie Christensen carries the title of the folk mother or the mother of Odinism in this country. And she was a woman who did so much for inmates in prison. And she had a deep love for the inmates who were trying to better themselves and who were embracing Wotansvoke. And I got close to her, or got introduced to her, in prison through reading Ron's books and David Lane's writings where Java's name would be mentioned. And when I came home, me and her got really, really close. And we would talk extensively on the phone. And when I got put back in prison for my stupidity, she was one of the first ones to write me a letter and really give me a mother lashing for being so stupid. But she never turned her back on me, and she never turned her back on any of us. And it's a shame that we had to lose her to this, but it's also a wake-up call, because sometimes we can take for granted those people who really mean the most to us. And sometimes we don't realize that tomorrow's not promised to us. And these folk heroes, which is what Jamie Jersey is, these folk heroes, we should really cherish the time that we have to spend with them. And I know that, or at least I hope, that she's reunited with her husband, Finn. And I hope that she's also being embraced and given a big, huge bear hug by Jubal Dean, because these were two men that she loved very much. And I can remember the last conversation that me and her had, in which she told me to go back to my roots of Wotensvolk and reevaluate the direction that I was heading in. And she was one of the very few women in my life, outside of my wife and my daughter, that would always make sure that I was okay, and would always make sure that I was grounded. And one of the things that a lot of people did not know about Java was that when David Lane died and his body was burned, there was his ashes were put in 14 pyramids, and these pyramids were to be used when we secured the 14 words. Well, Jamie Jersey was one of those women of the 14 who was chosen to have that pyramid. I remember when I was in prison, she would send me pictures of her grandkids, her and Finn together. She would send me pictures of their property, just so I wouldn't lose focus on really like what was most important to me. But she also sent me a picture of her pyramid that she had. And within the pyramid is engraved the emblem of the Bruderswagen, and also the 14 words engraved on it in runes. And when she sent it to me, she sent it, and in a letter, she stated that I'm sending you this picture so that you will always remember what it is that you're fighting for and what it is that you're supposed to be living for. So there's much, much history with Java. And I would ask that brothers and sisters who embraced Wotensvolk go back to our original history. We have a history, and she's played a huge role in that. And anytime a member of Wotensvolk raises a horn, this horn should be raised in the honor and the memory and legacy of what Java represented for us. I personally don't believe there will be another woman that can step into the position that she held within Wotensvolk. And what's even a little bit more sadder is that a lot of people who claim the 14 words and claim the 88 precepts and claim to love Wotensvolk, very few even understand the position that Java held. And it's a shame that this is a reality, actually. So to Java, sister, I can only thank you for everything that you did for me and guiding me and really making sure that I become the man that you said that I always needed to become. And to all my brothers and sisters of Wotensvolk, we truly lost a folk hero. And it will definitely have an impact on Wotensvolk. I would ask too that take the time out, go raise a horn to our mother. I mean, basically that's what she was to a lot of us. She wasn't a sister, she was a mother to a lot of us, and would scald our asses when we needed it. So take the time out of your day and to remember her. And remember Ron McVan. And for those brothers and sisters who know him, then you know that this is really this is going to be a huge impact to him. And maybe reach out to him and, console him and just let him know how much that she meant to us. because she played a huge role in really making Ron McVan who he is today. So with that, Helsa, raise that horn to Jamie Jersey. Light that fire for her. And as the Havamal says, even though I'm going to change a word in it, but it says, cattle die, kinswomen die. The one thing I know that never dies is a woman's reputation. And she left us one hell of a reputation and one hell of a shoe to have to fulfill. Helsa to you, Jamie Jersey, also known as Java. May you soar with our ancestors. And may you once again stand next to the love of your life and the man you considered a son, Jubal Dean. Helsa.